In. Look at that, Joe.
Yeah, that was an excellent putt. And this is really a tale of you know, two games here. You know, you had Devin, who started off really hot and kind of cooled off a little bit. And now here you have Jamie, who's hot, and he now has a 3-stroke lead.
Scott drops his. That's a par.
Scott's trying to hang in there. Hopefully maybe he can grab second place from one of these two guys.
All right. Our man keeps his par.
And the veteran's just kind of waiting in the weeds there.
That's right.
You know, like I said, he's down but not out. You never
Devin,
can count those guys out.
His par as well. So with that birdie from Jamie King, he jumps out to a 3-stroke lead. He's got a 74, Devin a 77, Scott one back with a 78, and our man Rogers two back from him with an 80. So Joe, we move into the hole 12. It's in the B pin. It's a par 3. It's 343 feet.
This is a very interesting hole, Big Dog. There's out of bounds or water behind the pin. So you got to watch that you don't overdrive this hole or you'll be out of bounds, which will constitute a stroke penalty.
Right.
So what you want to do here is try to get to the pin but not drive past it.
So how far is the basket from the canal?
It's only about 20 or 30 feet.
Oh, okay.
It's not very far from the edge of the water.
So someone like Devin with a big arm's got to be very careful he doesn't overdo it here.
He certainly does. This is where he needs to show ultimate control.
Okay, Jamie with that birdie in last hole will lead us off here on hole 12.
Looks like he pulled that just a little bit.
A little bit towards the trees. But, oh, he got a good skip in there. He's got a long putt, but I think he's open between those two trees.
Yeah, you got to watch, though, on that putt, because when you're about 30 or 40 feet out on this putt, if you can't get it over the rim, you could get that death roll. It could roll into the water. You don't want that.
Well, let's see how Scott Howard can make out here. Scott went with the straight at it, flat approach, but he left it way short. He went too low.
There's a little meat on this hole. You know, you got to throw it hard to get it there, but not too hard that you overshoot it into the water.
Right. Now let's see how the veteran does. Our man lets it rip. That looks pretty nice. Nice little skip, and he's right up there near where Jamie is.
That'll putt.
Maybe a little shorter.
Now here comes the big arm.
So
Let's see if he's got the control.
Let's see if he can rein it in and make sure he doesn't go too long.
A lot of power there. Look at that. That looks like a beauty.
Very nice
very
shot.
close to the pin.
Well, Devin's hoping that Jamie has a little trouble with his shot here, and then maybe he can convert this and get a stroke off a little closer to him.
Yeah, tighten this round up a little bit.
Scott's got an interesting shot here, huh, Joe? He left himself short. Now he's got to make an up shot, but not overdo it.
Right. Oh, he's got it off to the left a little bit. Oh, that just missed going over the edge. Well, Jamie's a lot closer than we thought.
Yeah,
this is a very makeable putt. And he gets it.
And he does.
Devin has to make his now. He can't take it like number 10 for granted. He's got to make this putt.
Yeah, he needs to keep the birdie as well to make sure that gap doesn't get any wider between him and Jamie. Because
we're running out of holes.
Running out of holes, yeah.
And look where Scott's at.
Yeah, Scott,
you can see where it drops off.
There.
You don't see anything. Another 2 feet, and he probably could have rolled down that hill and into the water, and that would have been devastating.
Yep.
Might have taken him out of the round.
Yeah, he wants to try and keep it close as well. So, but he just lost another stroke here. So 76 for Jamie, 3 strokes back, Devin, and then 2 strokes back for him, Scott Howard, and our man 1 stroke behind that, having picked up the birdie as well. So Joe, we move into basket in pin 13 here. It's in the A pin. It's a par 3. And it's 292 feet.
Well, this is a tight wooded shot, sort of like hole number 7, but we have one more thing here. We have the canal, which is out of bounds, running parallel to the fairway. So it doesn't allow the players really to go out to the left and bring it in. So
Right.
they're kind of forced to go down the middle. Fortunately, today it's in the A pin position, and it's a very makeable shot.
All right, well, R-Man takes it right down the middle. Rolls off. Okay, pretty good shot. He didn't hit wood at least.
Yeah, it should be able to get up and down for a par at the very least.
Let's see how Devin does here. Sloppy tee pad.
He's really pressing the edge of that
And
tee.
he hit trees.
That tee line. You know, it's kind of hard to tell from our angle, but you could see the orange block, and you really want to stay behind that. And you have up to 3 meters, for those who don't know, to release the disc from the front of the line. So, you know, he doesn't have to press against that line.
That looks like a nice shot there from Scott.
That was the best of the bunch.
So what you're
Right.
saying, Joe, is even if there's a hole there with water in it, the players don't have to step in that to throw.
No,
can
they
throw
don't.
from a couple meters behind that.
Exactly.
Add a little length to the hole, but have better footing. So Devin shoots.
Well, that was a good shot.
Okay, so Jamie's going to have to convert from here. He doesn't want to give up any strokes.
Yeah, he's trying to save par here, big dog, and he left himself a really tough spot. You could see that split tree in his way, and he's got some issues with his footing, so he's not going to be real comfortable on this shot. And he missed it.
Didn't
So
make
he's
it,
going to end
so-
up taking, at the very least, a bogey.
Here's R-Man with a birdie shot. Oh, off the top.
Nice try. That was for birdie, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Now, this is the very thing that Devin was hoping for. With the holes remaining, you can make up a couple of strokes. And apparently, if he makes this putt, he can make up one right here.
Right. All right, so that he's shooting this for par, we already know that. And he makes it. He converts it. So he's got the par. We do know that Jamie has already thrown his par shot. He's at the very least taking a bogey here.
That's
so
correct.
He should be picking up one stroke at least, which would bring him to 2 strokes gap instead of 3. Scott makes a good putt.
You know, I nicknamed this area of the course Amen's Corner.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, just like the Masters Cup in ball golf. This is where, if any place on the course, you can make up some strokes.
Right.
For a couple of reasons. The way the holes are designed, and not necessarily in these A-pin positions, but it can offer that kind of stroke change. But
Right.
I think the conditions.
Okay, so Jamie, now it's a 2-stroke lead after that bogey, and Devin with his par made it as such. Scott with a birdie was able to pick up a stroke. He's now 1 behind Devin, and R-Man 2 back from there.
I think the conditions here today and the difficulty of these holes will lend itself to anybody can get hot down the stretch. And apparently, you know, Devin just picked up a stroke there, so maybe he can get hot here in the last few holes and get this thing back to a tie.
Right. Okay, here's Scott shooting the gauntlet here. And he hits that tree and bounces back out. He should be able to make that putt. Our man steps up. There's a pretty nice shot there, Joe. A little shy, but
That's the veteran
was right
for you,
down the
right
middle.
down the middle.